Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Nate here, and I'm bringing you another episode of The Good, The Bad, and The Duty. And this one, of course, is going to be Modern Warfare 3, because that's what comes right after Black Ops 1. And Modern Warfare 3, people had a lot of high hopes for it. I remember at the midnight launch even. I wasn't like into the COD news or anything like that. I kind of knew there was Infinity Ward and Treyarch, and I knew they had their differences, and they made two different types of games. And I liked Modern Warfare 2, and I was really excited for Modern Warfare 3, because I was like, Infinity Ward's just gonna fix the one-man army, noob tubes, danger close, commando, and all that stuff, and then they're gonna just take that out of the game and create Modern Warfare 3. And something that I really wish would return was the COD XP event. And that's where they just it was pretty much a huge event, kind of like E3 or PAX, but it's only about Call of Duty. People got to play test Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3. If you want to watch some COD XP footage from Modern Warfare 3, you can see the game changed a lot in between there. They improved it a lot, so it's kind of like their little beta test, because Black Ops 1 had a beta, and they just they're like, oh, the snipers are too good, we're gonna just absolutely screw with the snipers. And then they made them trash, and so after that beta, we haven't had one since. And so Modern Warfare 3 had that COD XP event, and that was pretty much like the beta test. And I really enjoyed all the early footage and stuff. It got me pretty pumped. I was finding out about stuff like the specialist and stuff like that, and all the different types of kill streaks. And I was getting really excited. And the midnight launch that I went to, man, it was the busiest one I have ever seen. GameStop I went to had, I think 500 people in it. I went there really early. It was when they gave out the numbers. Each person gets one number, and I was like number 65 or something, and I had gotten there way early, like hours early. But there's already 65 people ahead of me. So this game had a lot of hype. Like I said, there's like 500 people there, and Black Ops 2, there's probably about 200 people at that midnight launch, and then Ghost, there's about maybe 100 or so, 150. So Modern Warfare 3 had the biggest launch that I can remember personally. I'm not sure about the numbers. I know this is a really, really well sold game. They put up a lot of millions of dollars in revenue and stuff like that. But Infinity Ward, unfortunately, was in their falling apart stage. Modern Warfare 2 was kind of the beginning, and then this is the product of a studio that's not ready. So they couldn't produce a game in time. They didn't have enough people. They didn't have enough support or money or anything like that. So what Activision did is well, we need your game. You're the closest to being done. So they pulled Sledgehammer, who's the ones making Advanced Warfare. And they're like, hey, go help these guys. They already have the ideas. You just need to finish it for them. So Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer worked together. And, it really wasn't the best product. It was kind of rushed, but unfortunately Activision has the agenda where you need to put out one Call of Duty a year. And, they already had the release date. And so this was kind of no matter what, this game's coming out. And to be honest, it's not as bad as most people say. This game isn't really liked on the YouTube community. I know Thunder doesn't like it himself. The Loyal Patriot doesn't like it, and there's just a lot of YouTubers that just despise this game. They're like, it's the worst one besides Ghost. And honestly, I think it was a pretty decent game. I think it was solid. I had a lot of playtime on it, because I just really enjoyed myself, honestly. The sniping was really good, but that wasn't the most broken thing. One of the most broken things in the game was the connection, and the connection in this game was just really, really, really weird. They had tried, it was the first game that they had tried to do lag compensation. So instead of the host having a huge advantage, and no matter when he shoots, or no matter what, when he shoots, he's going to connect, and the person who's not host is kind of screwed. They kind of slowed down the host connection, and whoever had the worst connection, they made it better. And I guess for the idea, I guess it's a good idea. It's a cool concept, but it didn't really work out. There's some really weird moments where you're completely behind a guy and he'll somehow shoot you, and then in the kill cam you're still in front of him or something like that. And you'll run around the corner at the same time, and before you can even put your sight up, you've already died. And it's just some weird connections. But the hit detection, Infinity Ward has always done a great job with that. Hit detection was spot on. There wasn't really that many wonky hit markers that you're like, okay. Usually when you hit them in the chest with the sniper, they died. Unless they had like a final stand or dead man's hand, which is a god-awful thing. Like, I mean, people just complain so much about the death streaks in Modern Warfare 2, or even the perks like Martyrdom and Call of Duty 4. And so they're like, oh, well, too bad they're coming back, because, I don't know. Honestly, I don't understand the logic that they went through. Not many people like death streaks, but, you know, they had to cater to the noobs. The people who just die 4 times in a row need to have something to look forward to. And speaking of dying 4 times in a row and having something to look forward to, they introduced the support streaks and the specialist. And support streaks, again, in theory, it's a great idea. Like, you can help out your team by throwing up UAVs, even if you're like 15 and 15. But then, you know, you go into the game, and every 2 seconds you just hear enemy UAV spotted, all that good stuff. And I pick up the Troll Lab right there. It's kind of a slow M.O.A.B. So then you also had the no-skill multi-kill, the stealth bomber, and the EMP. And it's just the support kill streaks were kind of like more powerful than the assault, because the assault kill streaks, you had that spawn protection. So it was really hard to kill someone when they just spawned. So most people went with support or specialist. The good players went with specialist because assault was kind of boring. It was really hard to get kills with it. And then, of course, you had the M.O.A.B, which I think they improved on the nuke, where it didn't just end the game and no matter what you win. They made it gun streak, so it's not like you could just camp in the corner and get 7 kills for your Harriers and then end up winning the game because you got a nuke. So I like the M.O.A.B, and I'm glad it's returning as the DNA bomb in Advanced Warfare, although it's going to be a 30 gun streak instead of a 24, you know, with hardline. So yeah, they did improve. They had more kill streaks, you know, like 2 or 3 times more. Some more stuff, they added more attachments. Not that many attachments, but they did add the proficiencies, which was a good idea, like the kick or the range and damage on shotguns and, you know, all that good stuff. They just brought back a lot of weird stuff because I don't think they're really prepared for this game. You know, they brought back like the heartbeat monitor or whatever on your assault rifles and your snipers and stuff like that. And they did tone down the noob tubes, which is great. You know, it's really hard to get a one-hit kill with a noob tube. So yeah, the good things is that they did add more kill streaks, but then the bad things is that it was really easy and overpowered if you're using, what was it called? Oh, the support. The maps were pretty good, you know, but the thing is that everyone kind of sat in a corner with Blind Eye and Assassin because of your support streaks. It was so easy to get a UAV. Every single person just used Assassin. It was kind of like a staple perk. And then the Sitrep Pro, of course, was kind of messed up, where it was after the patch. Before it was fine, and then they patched it so you could hear dead silence. And so not a lot of people wanted to rush around because it was just such a powerful perk, and that kind of just slowed down the game even more. So if you got into the right lobby, it was a great game. But, you know, most of the time it was just average at best. And you go into the game now and you could really feel the lag compensation. And I think overall I had like 22 days played on this game. So I really did like it compared to Black Ops 1, where I said I think I had like 6. And so, yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. There's a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, but, you know, it was average at best. And that's just my opinion. The next one will be about Black Ops 2. And then, unfortunately, the one after that will be about Ghost. And then my Advanced Warfare thoughts. Haven't played the game yet, but hopefully soon. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.